Today's daf is Masech Sota Daf Hey. We are on the top of Daf Hey and Aleph, the third line from the top. Zok the Gemara. Azhar Lagasi Aruch. How do you know? So the Gemara just spoke about the Gnus Hagaiva. So now the Gemara wants to know, how do you know that it's usher to be a gas ruach? It's also to be a Hagaiva. Zok the Gemara Minayin. How do you know this? Amar Rava. Amar Zairi. Rava Zairi says the Mekar is from a pasuk in Yirmiyah Parak and Gimel pasuk Desvav. Shimu v'hazinu al tigbahu. You should not rise up your heart. Should not be a Hagaiva. Rav Nachman Yitzchak Amar. The Mekar is from a Mahacha. Devarim Parak Ches pasuk Yadal v'Ramlu Avecha. So from Agba, a slave, you come, from Gaiva you come to forget Hashem. Uchsiv, and it says a pasuk, Devar and Paraches pasuk Yud Aleph. So you see that it's a Ashara, it's a lav to forget Hashem. So you see it's the Isser of a Bagaiva is too, because you've got Hashem, and it's a lav. Zok the Gemara Darsh Ravir Darshan Zimna Amlam Mishmei Rav Asi. Sometimes it said it's Shem Rav Asi. Zimna Amlam Mishmei Rav Ami. Sometimes he said it B'Shem Rav Ami. Kol Adam Sheish Begas Ruach L'Seif Mismait. Any person that has Gas Ruach L'Seif, he loses Chashivas. Shenemar, it says a pasuk in Eve Parak Chavdal, pasuk Chavdalod. Roimu Ma'at Ve'enenu V'Humchu. So we darshan roimu ma'at, that if a person picks it up himself a little too much, then the end is going to be that he's ma'at, that he's going to be in his smite from his chashivas. And we darshan the hemshich of the pasuk, and maybe you'll say v'shema toimar that yeshnoi. Maybe you'll say, maybe even though there's a smite, but he still has something left, and he still exists, and he exists in the world. Ba'olam. Yeshni Ba'olam is still around. Talmud Loimar Ve'inenu, the pasuk says Ve'inenu, that he dies before his time. However, Zok the Gemara, V'im Chayzer boy, if he is Chayzer from his Gaiva, he stops it, then he does not lose his life. Rather, Nesaif Bismanei Kavram Avinu, like he dies in his time like Avram Avinu. Shenemar, it says in the Hamshach of the pasuk in Iyah, V'humchu Kakoili Kaftzon, that if they do tshuva, if Balgaiv does tshuva, and he lowers himself, kakol yikafson, he will go leave this world like on those people that it says on them the word koil. And who is that? Kavram, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Zok the Gemara, D'chsivu hu ba'koil, Hashem be'echaz Avram b'kol. I think that's where the pasuk is. Bereshis Parak Chavdal pasuk Aleph, and it says Mikol by Yitzchak, Bereshis Chavzayin Parak Chavzayin pasuk Lamed Gimel, and it says by Yaakov. It says Mikol by Yitzchak and Koil by in Bereshis Parak Lamed pasuk Yud Aleph by Yaakov. The Lav, and if he's not chayzer from his gaiva, Zok the Gemara Uchroish Shiboiles Yimalu, and then you have the end of the pasuk in Eve Parak Chavdal pasuk Chavdal Uchroish Shiboiles Yimalu. Zok the Gemara Mai Uchroish Shiboiles. So it's Machlik. So Rav Huna Rav Chisa Chad Amar one says that the kavana is kisasa de shibalto, like the thorns that are found on the shiboiles, in the part that are called zaken hashiboiles, and it falls off by itself, it breaks and it falls by itself. The Chad Amar kashiboiles atzma, and one says that the kavana is like the shiboiles itself. Zok the Gemara Bishlam Lamanda Amar Kisasa the Shibalta. It means the Zaken HaShibalta. So that's why it says Churei Shibalta, because the Zaken stands on top of the Shibalta. Lamanda Amar Kishibalta, like the Shibalta itself. Atzma Amar Churei Shibalta. Why does it say Churei Shibalta? Amar Vasi Chin Tanam Yishmo Mashal Adam Shenich L'Sich Tzedei. He goes in this field Gavayu Malakit. So what does he cut first? Whatever's sticking up the highest. So too about a guy that's sticking up the highest, he will get cut first. That's what the pasuk means to say. Zok the Gemara, what's the mile of anav? It says the pasuk in Yeshaya, Parak Nezayin, pasuk Tesvav. Kichoy Amar. Where's the pasuk? Kichoy Amar. It says the pasuk in Yeshaya, Parak Nezayin, pasuk. Parak Nezayin, pasuk Tesvav. Kichoy Amar Rav Nisa Sheikhan Ad v'Kadosh Shmai Mar Mekadosh Eshkem V'Stako Shval Ruach Lahachis Ruach Shval Lahachis Lev Nekam. So Stako Shval Ruach Zok the Gemara is Machlik Rav Huna Rav Chisa in the explanation of the pasuk. Chad Amar that it says that Hakadosh Baruch Hu rests with a daka. That's ba'oifin iti daka, that he picks up the daka all the way to himself. Chad Amar one says ani estaka. Hashem is with anav ba'oifin that Hashem lowers his shechina to rest with a daka, with a shval ruach. So the Gemara Mistaver command Amar niyas daka. Mistaver like the last pshat niyas daka. Shaharei Musavar commando Nias Dakash. Kadosh Baruch Hu Niach Kol Har Mugvois, because Hashem left all mountains and anything and all high things. V'hish Shchinas al Har Sinai, and Hashem rested Shechina Har Sinai because Har Sinai was lowest. V'legavar Har Sinai l'mayla, and Hashem did not raise Har Sinai all the way up to him. So let's start like the second shot of the Gemara. Zok the Gemara Vayter. Amar Rav Yosef. La'olam yomad adam b'das kainai, to like in the michas haruach, that a person should learn from Hashem. Shrei Kadosh Baruch Hu Niach Kol Har Mugvois, and he was mashchinas al Har Sinai. Niach Ilanas Toives. And when he revealed himself to Moshe to send you down to Mitzrayim, Hashem rested himself on the sneh, and he left all the high trees, which was a little bush. You have to break him like a tree that's over the Zara. You have to get rid of it. You have to break it. You have to uproot it. How do we know this? Ksiv Hachat says in Pasuk Yeshaya Perik Yud Pasuk Lamed Gimel, V'ramai Hakoyma Geduim, that the sarim, the ministers of Balagayv, will be broken. Uchsiv Hasam, and it says by Bir Avodah Zarah and Yisrael Dvarim Perik Zayin Pasuk Hev Ashireim Tigaduin, and you have to talk over there. You have to uproot Avodah Zarah and Yisrael, like it says in Dvarim Perik Yud Beis Pasuk Gimel V'Vadim L'Shmam V'Manamakom Ahu. You have to get rid of them Lagamri. You have to uproot it. So therefore, Agas Saruach also you have to uproot it from its shayrish, and therefore Zakta Marsha, that the Mishnah says in Avos Parak Dal Mishnah Dal Ma'oid have a shval ruach, to be misrachip tachas me'agayv, kugas ruach is mikoich avodah zara, like the Gemara says, and therefore you have to uproot it just like you have to uproot avodah zara, and that's why the Mishnah says Ma'oid have a shval ruach. Zakt the Gemara, V'amar Rabbi says, Kalam Nishish V'gas Ruach Ein Afare Niner. He does not get up by Tchias Amesav. Shenemar, it says a pasuk Yeshaya Per Chavav pasuk Yates, Hakitzu V'Ranu Sheichni Afar. And when Medayik that Sheichve Be'afar, the ones that are, it doesn't say Sheichve Ba'afar Loi Nemar. It doesn't say the ones that are Sheichve Biknever, that they're resting in their graves, they get up by Tchis HaMesim. Rather, it says, El Sheikh Ne'afar. It's Masha Misha Nas, Shachan L'afar B'chayav. Somebody that B'chayav, he was Hishplatz Mel'afar, and he was Anav. Zok the Gemara Vayter, V'amar B'laza, Kolon Mishish V'gas Ruach, Shechina Mi'alelas. The Shechina cries for him, Allah. Shenemar says, a Pasuk Atilim, Parakuflam Ches Pasuk Vav, Kiram Hashem, V'shafal V'yira, V'gavoya Mi'merchik Yeda. So we explained the Pasuk that about Ruach, that's Gavaya, a Balgaiva, before a Peronius comes on him, then the Shekhinah is already crying on him. Zokt the Gemara Vayta Darsh Ravir V'Tema Rabbi Lazar Boyer Eish Loik Midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu Midas Basav Adam. It's different than Hagav Midas HaKadosh Baruch Hu Midas Basav Adam, because Midas Basav Adam Gavaya Raya Esa Gavaya. A high person sees, he puts his eyes first on something that's high, a higher person, someone with a higher status. However, and a high person does not see a low person. He sees a lower person. Hashem sees, although Hashem's high, he sees a low person. Some say Marokva said this, not Rav Chizda. Kolam sheish b'gas haruach, Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, Ein ani v'hu yichayim lador ba'olam. We can't both live together. Shenemar. There's a pasuk at the hill in Parakuf Aleph pasuk Hey Malashni b'seisar re'eu oisay atzmis Givayin nayim ruchav levav asal le'uchal Tikri oisay. Don't read it oisay le'uchal, rather ela itay le'uchal. Hashem is saying he cannot live with a balgaiva ba'olam echad. Ikan masin law. Some say Rav Chizda or Marokva is not going on balgaiva, rather it's going on Mesaper Lashon Hara. Shenemar. It says in the beginning of the pasuk, and they explain that the hemshech of le'uchal is going on Mesaper Lashon Hara, that Hashem cannot live together with people that have negative speech on people, speak negative speech on people. Zok the Gemara, Amar B'Alexandri, Kolam Sheish B'Gas Ruach. Alexandri says anybody has gas ruach, afilu ruach kima, even a small pranis that comes in him, it gets rid of him. Shenemar says the pasuk Yeshaya Perek Zayin pasuk Chaf, Varisham Kayam Nigrosh. And before that, it's reward that a Kadosh Baruch Hu is sheiching with Shafal Ruach, However, opposite that, Russia, which is Baal Gaiva, the pasuk is saying Hashket Layuchal, and it's comparing it to a yam that's nigrash, that comes to its edge. And Rav Alexander is saying, "Ma yam sheish by kamer revius, manach a yam that has a lot of revius of water. Ruach kimo echarta, a little bit of ruach can take it out of its place, out of its boundary, go over onto the sand. Adam sheish by ein boy ela revius achas. There's only one revius of dam. That's enough to survive. Achas kam v'kama, when a piranha comes, that it could destroy him." Zakta Gemara. The Gemara now is going to say there are people that have to have gaiva. Zakta Gemara, Omer Chiv Rashi Marav. Chiv Rashi says, Tam Chacham Tzarich Shehiboy Echad Mishmoni B'Shmini. It has to have 1/8 of an eighth of gaiva. Omer Rav Huna Bar Yeshua U'Ma'atrim, and it crowns him Kisas al Shibata. Like the elder of the Shiboilis, the oats. That's Ma'ata Shiboilis. So too, it's nice for Tam Chacham to have a little bit of gaiva. Omer Rava B'Shamta the Ispei. In Nidu, in a Cherem, a Talmud Chacham that has too much gaiva should be in Nidu, B'Shamta the Lespei. And if he doesn't have any gaiva at all, he should also be in Cherem, because the people of his city will not listen to him. They won't be scared of him, and he won't be able to be mechiach. They won't be able to give him musar. Amar Rav Nachman Yitzchak, let me know. Let me explain. Nachman said that a person should not even have a drop of gaiva, because mizutar dechsiv bei tiavas Hashem kol gabal leiv is a kal beinacha. This is what it says on a Baal Gaiva, Mishlei Perik Design Pasuk Hey, Tiavas Hashem Kol Gaval Leiv, that's called Tiyeva. So mainly you should stay far away from it, even a little bit. One should not have. So he seems to be saying even on a Talmud Chacham. Okay, Zakti Gemara. Amar Chizkiah says, "Ain't tefillah shalom neshmas only came mason levi kabasa." The tefillah of a person is not heard unless he puts his lave like a basa, which is soft, and he has a nova and shifla suruach, and his heart is not hard like a even from gas suruach. Shenemar says a pasuk Yeshaya Perak Samach Vav pasuk Chav Gimel v'hayimidei chodesh b'chadshoi. The end of the pasuk says Yavi Chabasol L'Shtachvis L'Fanai Amar Hashem. So, meaning the pasuk is saying that only the ones that their lave is rach kabasar will come to Mishtachava Fnei Hashem B'Tfilah. However, not the Bali Gaiva. Amar Abzera by Nigga Taras, when the Torah says nega on basar. So the Torah's Maram is something that's Libay Rach Kabasar. It says Ksiv Bei V'Nirba. It says Vayikar Parak Yud Gimel Pasuk Yud Ches V'Nirba. And however, it says when it's trying to refer to a person that his heart is hard, like Adama, like Ksiv Bei V'Nirba. Does not say Lashon V'Nirba. To Miram is it's only somebody who is Rach and is Anav Kibasar, like Basar, is Karoiv to Misrapa from Yisurim that come on him. However, somebody that's a gas ruach and his lave is kash kadama, then he does not have. There is no refuah for his makas. Amar Rabbi Yechanam. From the etzem word Adam, we learn out that a person has nothing to be misgah from. Why? Because Adam is Rosh Tevis, Efer, Dam, and Mara. In other words, a person, Adam, is Kulei Hevel and is Shafal, so therefore there's nothing to be misgah from. And also the word Basar is Rosh Tevis, Busha, and the sin could be also samech, which is srucha, and then rima. Ikut amri, that we don't dash from the shin, the word srucha. Rather, you say sha'oil, that a person is safer to go to kever, and sha'oil, a person is safer to die. The chsiv, because it says basar with a sin, so therefore we dash a sin yamonis and not a samach, which is dafka. You go to fiat kriya. Amar Rabashi, Adam sheish b'gas ruach hasoif nifchas. Any person that has gaiva, at the end is going to be mismite from his chashivas and has become a regular, random, lower level person. Shenemar, it says in the Parashat Degam, Vayikar Paragadal Pasuk and Vav, V'lasa eis, v'lasa pachas. The ain't seis, ela lashon gavaya. Seis means that it's high, something that's high. Shenemar, it says in the Pasuk in Yeshaya Parak Beis Pasuk Yadal, V'al kol haharim, haramim, v'al kol hagavois, hanisois. So you see that the lashon seis nisais is a lashon goiva. The ain't sapachas el lashon el tefela. It's only lashon something that's a tuffle, something that's a tuffle to another person, and he has no chashivas for himself. Shenemar, it says a pasuk in Shmuel Alf, Parak Beis, pasuk lamavav svacheni no al achas hakohunes lecha pas v'lechem. That he was saying that he's going to go to one of the mishmaros hakahuna, that they'll pick him to be in their mishmar in order to kabel davar muad like a pas lechem. So therefore, the seiv slapachas is coming to say that somebody that lifts himself up and is balgaiva, so he's going to be a tafel and he won't be chashuv. Zaktimar Viter, another memra in the mile of Anav, Amar Bishua ben Levi, Boirei Kama Gadil Min Muchay Ruach V'nei Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shebishas Beisam Shakayam, Adam Makar Oila, a person can makar a carbon oila, that's a Taras Kulam Mizbeach, and Schar Oila B'Yadai. So the Schar is oila, he gets Schar, the reward of oila. Also, if it's makar in Mincha, it's made out of flour, Schar Mincha B'Yadai. And not schar of other karbanas. However, misha daita shvela like the marav, misha daita shvela, my love akasak kilu hikar kol karbanas kolm. The Torah considers it as he was makar of all karbanas. Shenemar says a pasuk in Tehillim Perak now of pasuk Yutes, zivche likim ruach neshbara. And lashon zivche is mashal all karbanas. So ruach neshbara is zivche likim. It's as he was makar of all karbanas. V'loy oid. It's not enough that not only that it's makar of all karbanas. Ela she'ain tu lasin emeses. His tefillah does not get the message from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shenemar leave nishma v'nitka lehim loy sivza elikim loy sivza. It's not the derech to mvaza tefillah of a leave nishma v'nitka. Amri v'shom levi kol hashamar choysav ba'olam hazeh. Someone that cheshbons his ways in olam hazeh to calculate hefsed mitzvah keneged schar and schar veira keneged efseda zeichi v'roi b'shuas shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shenemar, it says a pasuk in Tehillim pasuk of Gimel v'sam derech har'enu b'yishal elikim. And we dash on al tikri v'sam derech with a sin, a lashon sima to put, al v'sham derech with a shin. You dash with a shim with a lashon shuma v'cheshbon that is mechashev his ways and he's zeicha to see Yeshuas Hashem. Zok the Mishnah v'ayter ketzan mekanal. The Mishnah said, how is he mekanal? He tells her dabri and mishpleni, and he speaks to her without being miyachid, and she's still muteres lebeisa. She's still muteres the husband. She's muter chuma. However, if she's nistera, then she's also the husband, she's also b'chuma, until she drinks the mayim. Frekti Gemara hagufa, the Mishnah itself is kasha from the beginning to the end. Because Amrit, first we say how mikanal her amlam fnei sham damri mishpleni b'leini zeh. You tell her that the kina itself, if he tells her don't speak to this person, consider kina. Alma, you see that diber without going to makom sezer, without being miyachid, the stira, it's nechshav a stira. Because if not, why is it considered a kina b'chlal? She's not going to be usher even if she's over in it. But how they're taught that it says in Sefer, Dibra imay, if she just speaks with him and she's not nistera, she's still mutter and daim teres lebeis and muteres lech b'tshuma alma dibra leklum. So you see, dibra is nothing, only the stira asa. So what's pshat? Chayr's a stira amar Abaya. No, this is what it says in the beginning of Mishnah Dabri. It's not pshat that the Mishnah's not coming to say how he's mekaner. Rather, two separate dinim. It's said in the Mishnah. Hachi kamar. This is the Tana's Mishnah saying. If a husband tells her al tadabri, don't speak to that person, and shvedibra, and she speaks to that person, or he tells her al tadabri, don't speak with this specific person, v'nistera, and she is miyacha with the person, or he tells her al tasasri, don't be miyacha with the person, which is a kinui gomer, and she's over on the kinui, and she speaks to him a dibri, she speaks to him. Adayim mutaras lebeisa, she's still mutar lebeisa, umutaras lecha b'chuma, and she's still mutar to eat chuma. Why? Because the dibur itself, the Mishnah is saying, is no isser. So therefore, on the kinui of a dibur is nothing. It's not considered a kinui at all. And also, if she speaks to another person, it's not considered as she was over on the kinui. However, if after is mekana her and then he tells her also al tisri and pliny, then nichsi misur beis seiser v'shasa kadei tama. Then in that case, she's asur lebeisa and she's asur lechal b'tshuma, because that's a stira after a kinui, and that's enough of a kinui. That's considered a real kinui that ta'asar her, because it was a kinui and a stira. Zak the Gemara Baiter, the Mishnah said that it was kina love and istar, and she's asur lebeis l'truma until she drinks the mayim. Zak the Mishnah of a mace, if he dies without children before she drinks, the husband dies. Chalitza, she does chalitza. That she mutter, in order that she be mutter linasa l'shok. However, she did not do yibum. Fact Gemara Mai, why she also do yibum? Tisyam nami yivumi. Let her be miyam the yivum. She wasn't mizana tachas the yavam that she should be also on the yavam. So why should she be also on the yavam? Zak the Gemara, no. Pshat is like this, because Amar of Yosef, Amar Korla pasuk says the guy be gerishin. Dvar and Perek Dal pasuk alpha maze. Ki matzabar is davar v'chasol lesev krisis v'yatzav v'beis v'hachava hisel l'shacher. So the word acher is a churim extra. doesn't have to say v'hocha v'hoisel ish achar. It doesn't say v'hocha v'hoisel ish. So rather, it's coming to tell you that she's mutar ish achar v'loy yavam. The yavam is not considered ish achar. So too, you see the pasuk's telling you that if you find the Everest daughter, you should divorce her. In any way, she get out of his house. Say al they get. Say if he died before he gave her a get, then she's mutar l'nasal ish achar, but not to the yavam, because the yavam is not considered achar legabe her first marriage, because she's neskekes leyavam only mikoyach in the summa rishayim. So Mamela, if she's asked to the first guy, Mamela she's going to be asked to the yavam as well. Legabe dine saita. Zok fracting Amar le Abaya. Abaya asks, El me'ata, that the pasuk is mimai the yibum, the pasuk by Gershon, so chalitza namlit boy, then she not need to have chalitza either, because after she's mezana, the pasuk's mater her l'shachar. Sayali they get, sayali they misses baila. Gershon doesn't need yibum at all, so she should be totally off the hook. Amar le, so Rav Yosef told Abaya, ilu isei labal miloi boy get. If the baal will be around, wouldn't she need a get? She would need a get, although she's mizana. So therefore, hashanami, when the baal dies, she needs to have chalitza in order to be mater, because yavam is kilu is oimin makom the baal, so it would carry over dina. So at Gemara another teretz, why is soit is asur l'siyabim? Is the Amri Amar of Yosef? Yosef says soit is not miyabim. Why? Because Rachmana Amar pasuk says on a lady that's mizana v'yatzim beis of ha'achvayis l'shachar that he has to divorce her. The loy lister l'beisa. She should not destruct his house. She shouldn't be machav his house. But at Amar, you're going to say to siyabim nami yivume that he should not only should she not going to destruct his house, she's going to go and l'chayra she's going to go be machav the beis hayavam. Amar le Abaya, so Abaya told Rav Yosef, maybe she shouldn't marry another person because she can be machav the other person's house, whoever she goes ahead and marries now. So Gemara, Amar le Rav Yosef Abaya, so Rav Yosef told Abaya, we're not putting her on this other marriage, whoever she's going to go out in the world and marry, Bal Karcha. We're not forcing a guy to marry her. However, the Yavam, if she would have to marry, do Yibam, that would be Bal Karcha. He would have Chiv Yibam. And you can't be Mechayiv, a Yavam, we don't want to be Mechayiv, a Yavam obviously to marry this woman. That's that reason, because she's Machar the bias. So since it's Hufgal, the mitzvah of Yibam, so now she becomes an Eishes Ach Shaloi B'Makam mitzvah, and there's going to be an Eser Yibam.